Hello, you guys. I hope you're having such a good day. We are finally getting to the spring weather. It is so nice today. It's about 73 degrees. It was definitely a little chilly this morning, but the weather in South Texas has become so nice. I feel like everywhere overall is just getting this beautiful weather. I feel like we're finally getting to the season to where we can start working on our yard, and I've shared little bits and pieces of the yard that we used to have at our old house, and it's something that was like our pride and joy. We put in a pool, we put in a ton of landscaping. I think we planted like 17 trees, and we only lived on like a quarter acre then. But it was kind of our pride and joy of just starting on a blank slate and really transforming it, because it was a beautiful, beautiful yard. We had stairs put in, we had all this natural rock put in. We had really cool stuff. So I'm excited to kind of document this journey. So have this purpose be nothing else but for selfish reasons of getting to document our process through our house of kind of transforming it to the state that it's in now, which I'll show you kind of where we're starting with a little bit more when we get home. We've definitely already started some stuff, but for today, I am here at the garden center. I have to pick up a couple things. I also am on the hunt for definitely some color. I might look at a couple trees. I want to plant a tree for Harley somewhere, and I haven't really decided where. There's an area that was like right off our dining room, and I actually got a little heart for my aunt and my cousin in memory for him, and out that window is where it kind of reminds me, because he used to have his little dog bed there, and I thought about putting a tree or even like a crepe myrtle just like right next to it, just to kind of commemorate him. But realistically, that is not a good place for a tree. So I kind of want to look at some things. I might look at some hanging baskets, some hooks today, definitely some plants. I need to get a couple things around the house. So it's going to be definitely an outdoorsy video. Definitely getting into the spring season. We have some planting and some seeds that I want to share. I feel like I've never done a video like this, but it's going to be a fun one. I always feel like I try and do my little Disney twist, because that's what makes me feel at home. And then also just kind of letting out my creativity and hopefully motivate you to make your own little creative spaces at home that you can enjoy. So let's go inside. I am at Lowe's. Like I said, I want to pop into the garden center. I want to kind of see what they have. All of the flowers look so good. So we're going to spend a little time here today and kind of see what they have. Maybe look at some patio furniture, just see all the things. And then too, there might be some random things around the house that we might look at too. So come, let's go hang out. Let's go have some fun. Let's see what they have and enjoy this beautiful day.
Give me love, give me all your love, oh, 'cause I want you. No one else makes me feel this way, don't know what you do. Hold my hand, could you hold my hand, look me in the eyes. You and me, yeah, that's all I need, and I'll be alright. I'll be right here, I swear that I'll stay here with you. Hold me closer, I wanna stay here with you. All that we have is each other now. I promise I won't leave your side. Be who you are and you'll be enough. If you're giving me your love, giving me your love. All that we have is each other now. Promise you won't leave my side. I hope who I am is enough for you. If I'm giving you my love, giving you my love.
All right, we are back. I feel like I did fairly good. I also had to stop at Home Depot so I could find the rest of the things that we need. I was so thirsty. I came back here and made a pineapple, strawberry, coconut water, and protein milk smoothie shake, and it's hitting the spot. So first I got were these hose reels. I found some nicer but cheaper ones. I mean, they were a fraction of the cost. My husband really wanted this style that had like the cranks, they kind of swivel and turn, and then they also have a basket for your different sprayers. These were pricey, but they are nice. Like, the more I look at it, I'm like, I kind of understand. So we needed 2 of them, 1 for each side of the house. And then this guy is kind of a buffer. You kind of put them, you know, in the ground like here. So if you don't want it to like cut off a plant or something, it will kind of stop the hose, and the hose will run across here. I'll show you probably tomorrow. I got that. More bird seed. I got these beautiful roses. There was so many good flowers, and the blooms, I mean, it's spring, right? So everything's in season, and the blooms on this, like, I couldn't pass it up. But the only thing is that it's partial sun. So I want her to get big and beautiful, but I don't know if I have the perfect spot for her. So we're gonna wait, because I might have to take her back. She wasn't horribly expensive, but I mean, enough. I got salvia because I can put these guys in these tiny little pieces anywhere, and they will get big and beautiful and huge, and you can chop them down and they'll get big again. They're wonderful. And then I got some beautiful bougainvilleas. If you guys have ever been to Aruba, bougainvilleas is what you see. They're beautiful. Like, they're super hardy. You can get them to climb. You can get them in a bush. You can make them into a tree. There's so much you can do, and they love the heat and the sun. They do very, very good in the tropics. I got some different sprinklers for our front, kind of 1 on each side here, which I don't know. I think my other little ones might be better. And then because we're chopping down all of these, my birds love these. They're holly bushes is what I believe you can see. Like, we've chopped into here so our vehicles kind of can come around here more. But I got them this big feeder. I mean, it's a big gal. So I'm going to show you where this is going to go, and then we're going to walk around and see some areas for the plants. So you can see, like I said, we've already had to chop into here because it was coming way out. So then when my husband would come out, and it's a hard turn as is, so he was kind of getting scraped, and he still will get it. You really got to be cautious. So that's why we're cutting all of these down. You can see only like half of the windows here. They're hollies, they're hardy, they're going to grow back, to be honest. Eventually they're all going to get replaced, but for now I'm going to chop them down and see what happens. So I'm going to chop these down probably a foot or so, but then all of these guys are going to get taken out that died. That guy's going to get ripped out. I don't know if this guy will get ripped out this weekend, but I even thought about putting the rose bush in here because it can get big, and that's our laundry room window, so I thought that'd be good. And then look at all of these are all those same hollies. These are all getting ripped out. This will all get sodded. This is all not going to happen. I don't think we're going to have it all done this weekend, but the month of March is our goal, is to have all of this done. This will all be sod. And then this was already like these viney plants that were everywhere. We ripped those out because they were like a snake infestation. Like, it was like, it freaked me out even just walking by here. So we were going to get rid of those, but we were going to dock all this. I also thought about putting my fountain here in this spot, but I'm not too sure. To be honest, I'm not too sure. I thought about putting a boxwood here. We might just leave it for right now. And then these 3 right here will get docked out or taken out. This will all get docked. This will get taken out. I don't know if you guys remember, we had all this rock here. It just didn't go with the house. It was like a flagstone. It didn't match the house at all. So I took it out. I'd rather have nothing than have things that don't match. But yeah, all of this, like, it's literally, you guys can see, like, it wraps all the way around the house. And the reason why it's such a problem for us is this is our only patio as of right now. So we don't have a place to just sit and relax because our back patio is more our grill than anything. We have to still do the backyard. So this is our place to kind of enjoy, especially on a day like today. And we can't do that because it doesn't let any airflow. It just is so thick and full, and it blocks all your sight lines and that. So you sit down, you look at a bush, and you have no airflow. It's not appealing. But we're going to dock all these down. I mean, if we lose them, we lose them. I'm not worried. But we'll go ahead and set up the fountain this weekend. The magnolia, we already cleaned that up. I think I'm going to put my bird feeder right here on this tree. I'm pretty sure this tree is going to come out this year. And then I'm going to see if they can't move this kind of more in this spot, this magnolia tree, but we'll see. And then, but for right now, we're going to attach the bird feeder on here so they have their water and their food. And you can see I feed them here. And then I'll take you back over here. So this is all for like our septic tanks. So we have what's called an aerobic system, I think is what it's called. I might not be saying that quite right. So essentially, this is the tank number 1, and then there's tank number 2, which is that second far back one. what happens is then the waste and all the water kind of comes in here. It gets filtered to where all of the, it kind of turns to more gray water is what I would call it, if you guys know that term. The wastewater and stuff like that kind of goes into the second take. It gets cleaned, and then it actually is what sprays and sprinkles the whole backyard. So we have multiple sprayers back there. So anytime this gets water in here and it has like a float, kind of like a bobber float style, it'll turn on. So that's what's kind of nice is the tanks, we don't really have to use that often, and we don't have to empty that often, like every 3 to 4 years, because the water actually gets cleaned and then waters the yard, which is great. But this is something we've already started. You can see it's all still kind of winterized, but we'll put, the spigot is right here, and that will unwinterize everything. We have the gas line and that over there, but we'll put the reel, the hose reel will get attached there, hang up all that hose, because essentially we only have, I believe, the 2 spigots, one on each side. And so this is the big one. So this one will go for this side, and then also to water for this side. And then once we have a pool, our pool equipment, and that will go right here, the gas lines here, water line. So all of that pad will kind of sit here. So eventually we'll have this flower bed will kind of wrap around to then cover this a bit more. But that's down the future. But you can see we have all this rock. We've been taking, it's a little too high on the foundation, so we're having to rip some of it out, and there's just too much. And so we've been taking some of it, not all of it, to still use its purpose, but some of it, and we've actually been, you can see, kind of putting it around the air conditioner and that. Sorry, they both just kicked on. But the air conditioner and that, so that's a place where the grass doesn't like to grow. So that will all get taken out right here, and then more rock. We'll be doing that more this weekend as well. And then I had like 3 big bushes. They weren't hollies. I'm not sure what they were. They might have been like Japanese blueberry trees or something. Were right here. I already docked those down, so they will do better than how these do. This I needed to get rid of like immediately because it was blocking so much of the view in these windows. So that's why I cut those down. But also this month, all of these boxwoods are going to get moved back. And then there's actually going to be flowers in that in the front. The pool in that we're thinking is going to kind of go here. Outdoor kitchen, maybe pergola extension will kind of go over there. Possibly. We're still trying to figure that out because I want a window off of the closet, and I want a bigger window in the bathroom, which would kind of block that off there. So we're still figuring things out. Maybe the extension and that needs to come over here. The outdoor kitchen could come over here because the gas line's over here. There's still lots of things that we're still figuring out, but for the meantime, we still want to enjoy what we have. So I'm going to be leaving this rock, even though eventually it'll get ripped out. But all of these will kind of come back, and then with them coming back, they'll kind of line up with a fireplace. So you can see I have a hole here. I'll kind of be shifting these together a little bit more, but I'm going to have this, a gap here instead of having the like fireplace. So it'll kind of be a little closer to the window in that. So I'm going to take 1 or 2 of these is going to have to go here and bump in over here more. And then 1 definitely on the end over there. And like I said, everything will kind of get shoved back. So then we can have flowers and plants, possibly a tree here, maybe like a small tree, like we're talking crepe myrtle, like an ornamental tree. But yeah, you can see this is kind of our only patio as of right now. A little better view so you guys can see, but see, that is a tiny patio. Like it doesn't do anything. It's not really enjoyable. I did get like 2 little Adirondack chairs and umbrella to when the kids had the pool here, which is now turned into a fire pit, which we utilize quite a bit, or a decent amount. But yeah, we don't really use that. But I know some bird feeders in that, and some bird houses. That's what I was thinking. I couldn't think of what it was called. That we'll go ahead and put under that tree. And then I asked for Mother's Day for Jason to make me a really nice wind chime that I could put over there by the bench and that, and just have like a nice little moment. But then over here, this has been a labor of love, that's for sure. So this is not really getting utilized that much. This will eventually be all ripped out. We've already been picking at it. It's problematic. The people that lived here, I don't think they ever did anything. And bamboo is not easy to work with. You can see a lot of it has died, but it's gotta go. Like it's just gotta go. It's taking up so much space. So all of this has been getting ripped out. So Jason, every couple nights, has been coming out here, having the kids help pick out the rocks and everything. And we've been moving them by the air conditioners. But we should have all this finished now tonight and tomorrow. And then all of this stone will kind of get taken out. all of this rock will get taken out, and then we will kind of open this all up, try and grade it out, and then put sod, because we just more need the space than the flower bed, and it's not being utilized. So it's just better for us to get rid of it at this point. But then we have another spigot here, and then we'll go ahead and put them over here. This looks horrible. All the realness here. I did get one of these at Ross. It's supposed to be for your hose, so like you put your hose in here, coil it up. I thought the other ones though were nicer, but so I'm just gonna return this. But I got it at Ross for like $30. But isn't that so pretty? This boy just wants to lay in the sun all day. Right, bud? Oh yes, and our neighbors have chickens and roosters. We have a lot of wildlife, a lot of friends in the neighborhood. Oh, you so tired? Let's go look and see where we can put some of these flowers though. So I was actually just talking with my husband, and as I was like setting out some plants, this is my pointer. Okay, so we will have someone come out and do all of our mulch more than likely. I think if I set this here, since all of this is gonna get pushed back, I think that would add a lot of color. But then also too, I would really like a white crepe myrtle here and a white crepe myrtle kind of in that corner. I think that'd be really pretty. And I think this is gonna be kind of bare back here. So I think if we added in some of the salvia like here and here, maybe even bringing this one back a little bit more here or so. Something like that, to maybe kind of have it go in here so it's like a triangle, but then kind of fill in this space, because imagine nothing is gonna be here. This is all gonna be empty. And then we set the rose bush here, which I think will be great because it doesn't need that much sun. And then if we just completely remove this one, I think it will add a lot. So I think this is where I'm gonna leave you with today. I have a lot of work to do over the next like day or so. So I'll show you guys and bring you guys along. But I'm excited to have this all start, because these are some things that have really bothered us. So I think if we can get some of these things done, I think it'll be really helpful. Well, it's a little different out here. It feels naked. I'm gonna warn you, it's gonna look worse before it gets better. But to me, it is so much better, you guys. Okay, first of all, we got the fountain going. We need to adjust it a little bit because it's not quite laying the way it should. The birds have been out here splashing like crazy. That's why it looks all wet. But we need to figure out how we can adjust it a little bit more. I put a extra paver that we had on it, and then even try to give that support because it keeps wanting to sink in that corner because this kind of down slopes. So I set a rock there for like extra foundational support. I'm not an engineer, but I feel like that was smart. Okay, and then all of this is literally cleared out. So I literally got this tool. It was like a Ryobi tool. I mean, I'm sure all of them get made. You know, all the brands make these, but it was like a hand chainsaw. I think the blade was like 6 inches long, but it just cut so easy. I need to come in here and clean up all of these. These are vines. Once you have vines, they're really hard to get rid of. And I don't know if they planted them or what, but you can see like we have them kind of all over, and I try and stay on top of them, but it's still hard. You can hear the birds this morning. They're super happy. but this is all cleared out. We took out all of these big bushes that were in here, and it does look so much better. There's a big one even right here that we got out. It's naked, but it's definitely better. Can you hear these birds? They are going crazy this morning. Look at them. They're just crazy. I think it's mating season, so that's what the birds are a little bit more aggressive. But I noticed that this beautiful girl just bloomed. I might take her back. I don't have a home for her, but look at that bloom. Is that not gorgeous? I originally wanted to put them one on each side. That's why you saw us rip out that whole big plant. She was big, and to rip that out, it was a lot, but the truck definitely did it. But our thought was to maybe put one on each side here, but the only thing is it really doesn't get enough sun to provide what it needs. Today is very overcasty. I think the sun's going to come out later, but really it doesn't get hardly any full sun here. Like at no point of the day. There's sometimes we'll get some sun there, so I thought about putting it back in here to kind of fill that out and give it some color, but I just don't think it's going to provide enough sun. And then again, this looks horrible, but I don't want to put any like big killer down. I could try and get like a weed killer that's safe for the grass. Oh my gosh, these birds. They literally have been going crazy this morning, but a lot of this is weed, but this is all going to be sod. So we'll get it to kind of mimic that. So it'll kind of come in like this before it goes over. And then all of this will be sod, but that I might hire someone else. We can lay the sod, but I just feel like I just need a whole pallet. Like I got a couple places that I could fill, but all of this is cleared out. Again, this is more vine. It's a work in progress. And then there is that big one that we couldn't even get it with the truck, and I didn't want to do chain or anything like that in case it will snap. It snapped the rope, which we kind of figured, but we're like, let's just try it. There's going to be no harm done if we, break a rope, and it did. But there's two big ones back in the back corner there, and then this really big guy. So I think when we have them come out and do mulch, I'll ask them if they can just rip these guys out for me, and then the three that are in the back. But it looks so much better. We also had like 3 plants here. The one, oh my gosh, the root on this one that was right here was no joke as big as that trunk of that tree. It was a lot. It killed us. It killed us to try and get it out, but it does look so much better. I anticipate that it's still going to take a little bit for us to actually get some, green stems. It'll look very similar to this, but we'll kind of shape it into an actual bush, and that will look really nice all along here and then not take up too much space. I think I just need to go to the garden center this morning and pick up definitely some color and flowers and everything so it doesn't look so dead, but it's definitely off to a good start. And then Jason finished it all over here. I hear the birds and the bamboo. Jason finished all of this, so this will all get sodded as well. We have a couple more rocks in that to pick out of here, but that's no big deal. So we need to get some more power washing done kind of over here because they were never able to do that before. I think because those bushes were just so, you couldn't even hardly walk behind them. It was just so big. And so we need to clear off kind of like this whole area with the pressure washer. The rest of the house has been pressure washed, but you can clearly see, especially in the windows. So before we do mulch, I'm going to definitely do that. I'm trying to get all of the mess done and everything, so then mulch is just the finished product and it's set along with like the sod and that. But you guys, it looks so much better. It's so much better. I'm just really bummed. I'm really having a hard time finding a spot for my bougainvillea. It's still in that spot in the back. And then these, I don't know if I want to return these. I think I'm going to return her though. She was close to $60. She's not cheap. But it kills me when she just got this big bloom. Like, isn't that gorgeous? Well, we are back from Home Depot. We got a nice assortment of flowers. It's a little windy today. It's a lot windy actually. So this is all full sun, which I still need to figure out. But then I got these, which are like a sister of gardenias, but they like shade. I had to look these up because it was kind of confusing what it said in the back and what it said in the front, but they like shade. And these ones have a ton of buds at them. And then they were having a ton of clearance. So I actually got all of these for $4, and they look so pretty. These I also got on clearance. I need to find a home for them. And then this is all full sun. And then someone posted on my mom's neighborhood page that they had extra 22 sheets of sod. So she went and grabbed it, and then we just picked this up from her house. Well, this is, I think, 6 loads or 6 yards. To be honest, I can't remember if it's 6 or 7, but I mean, she's fairly high. She's over 4 feet tall and she smells so fresh, but you see, like, it's really fine. And there's compost in here. So that's what's kind of nice. We decided to go with black because that's what was already there, and the contrast for that would be nice now. If I ended up doing the brown, because we're not painting the house or doing any of that for probably a while, and to be honest, I might even wait till after we do the pool, because you tend to get some, when they're spraying the gunite and doing the decking and that, you do get a little bit of splash on your house. So if we waited till after we do the pool, then they'll pressure wash and everything before they paint it all, and then it'll be like perfect. We don't have to worry about it, you know, all of the extra stuff that comes with it. And the pool is a ways down the road here still too, but this is really exciting. So it's really, really nice. We decided to do ourselves just because of cost. So for price reference, it was $85 for the delivery, and then it was, I think, $42 or $43 our yard. So super affordable, considering for how much we have. So we also have some updates. So I want to give you guys a little update on everything. The plants are thriving. Everything so far is doing really well. Again, the birds and the squirrels, you guys know, they're here all the time. They love it. We have started to get a few blooms. This wasn't blooming when I was like first planted it for you guys, but isn't that so pretty? And these will get much larger and much bigger. The salvia seems to be doing good. They're growing. They've already grown almost an inch. So this, I had some extra dirt, so I went and covered that a little bit more. I think it's kind of deciding if we're gonna take this rock out first. I'm kind of thinking we're gonna need to do that this weekend, then do the mulch this weekend, but we just wanted to have everything delivered. So that's all looking good. Blakely's sitting on the porch with the sucker. It's spring break now. So, I mean, we've been doing this weekend after weekend. So since we've started, that was 2 weekends ago. And last weekend, we laid over 2 pallets of sod. So it's definitely been a work in progress. This wasn't doing well. So, and we had just a little bit extra. To be honest, we even considered like redoing the sod over the whole yard, just because new fresh sod makes such a difference, and this is such good stuff. This is a St. Augustine. For price reference, for a pallet of sod, we ended up doing each pallet ourselves. They did go in the back of my husband's truck, so that was great. It was, I believe, $200 a pallet, and then, like I said, we laid everything ourselves, so we saved quite a bit of money with that. If you buy a pallet of sod at Home Depot and Lowe's, it was over $600. If you buy it at like a garden center, I'll link the one that I use down below. It's local in our area. It's not far. It's like 15 minutes from us, but their stuff is like the creme de la creme. Sorry, I just got an Amazon delivery, so I wanted to take care of that so he didn't have to walk all the way down the driveway. So their stuff is, like I said, the best of the best. So this was actually this whole part, you can kind of see the difference right here. So this stuff, it's not dead, but you can tell maybe quality difference. I mean, the light is hard, but you can see like all of this is all the new, is all the stuff from my garden center that I used. And then my mom in her neighborhood, they had 22 sheets of sod that they didn't need for their project. Here comes Lincoln. Didn't need for their project, so they were just giving it away. So they delivered it so nicely to my mom's house. And then we went and picked it up. So that was great because that was free. So I loved that. But yeah, you can definitely tell quality difference. And then we also did over here. So then this big section, you can kind of see all through here, was just sand. Like I tried so many times to get it to come back, and you could see like all through here, it was literally like this everywhere. Like I tried so hard last year to get it to come back in that, to just have like the trails of like the vines from the St. Augustine to kind of climb through, and it did. It just wasn't enough. So we decided to just go ahead, get, you know, enough sod to kind of cover this part. But honestly, like I said, we've been considering just doing the entire yard because it's just so great. There is a little bit of a lip here that will soften over time. I can even put a little dirt around it and it'll just climb and grow. A lot of times what I do though is I will just kind of step on those edges to kind of make it blend. But we did that over here. And then we'd still, I mean, if we got more sod, I think we'd get another pallet or two and kind of do all throughout here because it just hasn't gone well. And then let me show you guys the other side. It is a very windy day and I just got done mowing. We had a lot of rain on Sunday and I mean, we've had decent amount of sun to have it dry out, but not enough. So you can kind of see my tracks that I went through with the mower, but all of this now is sodded. So much better. Like, remember in the beginning how it looked like at the beginning of the video and I showed you guys this? It was like embarrassing. It was so long. The new reel is up. We had to do an extension of, like, you can see the old hose in there and then the new hose. That's why, oh, that only holds 125 feet and there's probably 150 or so that's in there. So there's some left out, but I'm going to be setting it up to water again tonight. That's the thing with sod, is it takes a lot of water, a lot of water. But it's coming in really well. I know it looks half dead, but that's kind of the season. If you look at even like our yard here, this doesn't get, I mean, this gets a good amount of runoff. You can kind of see a slope here. And then this all gets, you can see like some sprayers back through there that kind of all gets watered. So that's always typically pretty green, but it's just this time of year, everything's in bloom and it'll be coming back really strong. A little update, you can kind of see all the pollen. I shared it in a previous video. The pollen is so thick and so bad. You can see it just, even the residue, it's everywhere. I'm gonna have to rinse everything off. But I got these beautiful ferns in a different video with you guys a different day. They were $10 at Walmart. They're Boston ferns. Here's what I have figured out with Boston ferns. I did more research. My mom helped me with the research. They like indirect sun and they like the light for a minimum of 36 hours. So my house faces kind of due north, just a little tilt to the east. I think I'm gonna put them in here and I'm gonna try them. I wish I remember which ones I had last year because I had one in here last year and I barely had to water just from the humidity in that. It worked wonderful. So I think I'm gonna take out this faux, it's not a topiary, it's like a cypress style faux plant that I did for the holidays. I'll take that out, store those away. And then I think I'm going to put these in here. I already have soil in there. They just might need a little bit more, but they're gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. And then down here is turning out to be so good. We've barely made a dent, but we got a lot of this done. We recently just went and got a really cool like dumping wagon. It was a Gorilla wagon, I think is the brand. And it's very nice. It's not perfect for this, but it does help a lot. So we still have a long ways to go, but our goal is to get as much done as we can all around the front of the house tonight, but it's looking so nice. All right, I'm going to show you guys the final result. It looks so good. We actually have a big crew out here today doing some work, so we're going to have a part 2 here really soon, but it looks so nice. Look at all this fresh sod. It is literally a game changer, and don't look at any of that because it's there in the thick of it right now, but this looks so much better. So a lot of changes are still to come in this part of it, including this guy. This is actually gonna part of what they're working on today. So all of these little worm looking things are from the trees right now. I was hoping to catch, you know, better video and everything for you where it's all clean and perfect, but it does look so much better. Even though it has all the little droppings from the trees and that, it looks so nice. I'm gonna take you over here and kind of tell you some of the things that we updated, and sorry for the background noise. It just all kind of happened really fast, but I did go ahead and add this. This was just some of like the big rock that we had, and then I did work on the back, which I will show you guys here in a second, but we kind of relocated 3 of them, so I actually chopped them down and then planted them here. So these are boxwoods. So these are really nice hedges. I love these. These are my favorite hedge. And we had some extra mulch in that. For 1, 2, the hose reels are actually going back. They have been horrible. I would not recommend. The hoses in that are great. The hose reels though are definitely not working. I think they would be great if you put them in like a post in the ground. I think that would actually be awesome. But to have them on the wall of your house did not work out well. And then you're gonna hear some chainsaws. So this is kind of where we are for this. So you can see we definitely spaced out the boxwoods, put in all new mulch. And then we have these pre-holes here because I'm hoping to get more of this jasmine bush. I found one of them. I should have bought more, but they were out. So now I'm gonna be on a hunt to find them. And you can see all the holes is where they're going. But we cut all of this down. We like move some a little bit. And then these will be nice balls. So I won't do more of like a boxy hedge. I'll do more of a ball. And then, like I said, all of this back will be jasmine. But this looks so much better. And then over here, I just had to go pick up my tree again. It always falls. And even too, I had that in a much bigger pot, you probably saw. And we keep getting these crazy winds and they come out of nowhere. And it completely knocked over and busted everywhere. So that's why there's leaves in that again. But it looks so much better even over here. This will all, when this all kind of gets filled in and that, and they start to grow. I don't know if you can see in this one. This one's definitely starting to grow already. And then to that big bush. I did cover the other two that were back here. When we get more work done, I'll have them dig it out. And we have a little bit of mulch left over that I can touch up anything. But it looks so much better, so much better. And then, like I said, the new sod in that here, it looks way better. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you guys. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.